Once you've logged in, a page which says more information required will pop up, and this is where MFA will be implemented.
So click Next, and then you'll see the page asking you to download the Microsoft Authenticator app. Obviously, we have done this, so please open the authentication app on your phone and it'll ask you to sign into the app using the same method you use to unlock your phone. Personally, it asked me for a fingerprint, but it might also ask you for your PIN or password. It all depends on what you use. Then, on your phone, you should click Add School or Work Account and allow the app to use the camera in order to scan the QR code that appears on your screen. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this due to COVID. Once done, click Next and it'll ask you to approve the pairing request on your phone. So click Approve and it'll automatically acknowledge that this has been completed on your computer. This should come up with a success message, which confirms that MFA has been successfully set up, which is great. And you should be on a page that says Security Info. So please remain on this page and I'll come back to you shortly after helping the others so that we can all go through adding an alternative method together. While you have set up MFA, I strongly encourage you to stay tuned into this webinar because we will be going through and setting up alternative methods of MFA, which is very important when it comes to computer security and will help you in the case that you may not have access to your phone for any reason.
Alright, now onto the people who don't want to use the Microsoft Authenticator app. Once you have logged in,
then a page which says more information required will pop up, and this is where MFA will be implemented. So click Next, and then you'll see the page asking you to download the Microsoft Authenticator app. However, as we've said, we're not using this app. So there is some blue text underneath which says, I want to use a different authenticator app, and this is what you should click on. Then click Next, and open the alternative authentication app on your phone, and scan the QR code with it. It may ask you for your permission to use the camera, so please allow this when it does. I am now scanning the QR code. Once this is done, click Next on the screen, and a 6-digit code will be shown to you, so you should take note of it and make sure to enter that code into the screen where it asks. The code may be texted to you, but for example, in Google Authenticator, it simply shows up on the screen and is only valid for 30 seconds. When you're done, click Next. This should come up with a success message which confirms that MFA has been successfully set up, which is great. You should be on a page that says Security Info. So please leave this tab open and I'll come back to you shortly after helping the others so that we can all go through adding an alternative method together. Again, while you have set up MFA, I strongly encourage you to stay tuned into this webinar because we will be going through and setting up alternative methods of MFA, which is very important when it comes to computer security and will help you in the case that you may not have access to your phone for any reason. Finally, we are onto the people who fall under option 3 and don't wish to use their smartphone. They should follow what I'm about to say to ensure that they can set up their MFA as well.
So, once you've logged in, you'll be shown a page that says more information required, and click Next.
Now, on the bottom of the page, you should see, I want to set up a different method, so please click on that. A pop-up should appear and it'll ask you which method you'd like to use instead of the authentication app. Obviously, we're using the phone, so please select that. Now you'll have to enter your phone number and Australian area code, which is +61, and choose the method of contact, whether it is a phone call or text message, and click Next. One thing to remember is, just like with the apps, you'll have to receive a call or text every time you want to use Macquarie University services to sign in. If you've been sent a text, like I have, please input the 6-digit number, and if you've received a call from Microsoft, please enter the code to prove you are who you say you are. Now congratulations, your account with Office365 has been set up for multi-factor authentication. Now hopefully the people who've used the apps are still with us, as one last section remains, which is adding an alternative authentication contact method. While it isn't necessary, it is highly recommended because it will allow you to still access your O365 account even if you get a new mobile phone, a new number, or have misplaced your phone for any other reason and you don't have access to it. So now all of you should be seeing a page that says Security Info, but if you don't, it should be in a tab on the left hand side. So please click on this tab and a page like the one I've on the screen will be there. Then you'll see a blue plus sign with Add a Method written next to it, and you should click this. It'll ask you what type of device you would like to add as an alternative method of MFA. As I've just done it, for people who don't wish to use the app, I'll select the Authenticator app, but you can select whatever you like. I suspect these next stages will differ for everyone, but the instructions are all there for you on the screen. For me, I'll use the Microsoft Authenticator app and just click scan the QR code that comes up and approve it when needed. However, if you're using your phone number as an alternative method, just input it and choose whether you want to be texted or called, as well as selecting your country code and click next. You'll then be sent the verification code, and once this is done, you've successfully added an alternative method of communication. This method can be repeated again with the other options as well. This means that from now on, whenever you wish to log in, you can choose Sign in another way, which will appear on the bottom of the approval request and allow you to choose where you want the MFA login to be sent, and it will do so as a one-off.